So Richard, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Chris. Indeed, it is a pleasure doing these enlightening conversations with you.
Yeah. So
We'll
the thing
get
about this, what's cool about this is that we're talking and we're having enlightening conversations, and then all of a sudden we hit record, which I just did, because we were going down a rabbit hole of a topic. And the topic du jour is the context of people beating themselves up, right? And not in essence loving themselves, and you know, wanting more than they've got, and so therefore, because maybe they're not as successful as they thought they'd be at this point in their life, or maybe their relationship is what they want it to be, or maybe their business isn't what they want it to be, they end up beating themselves up. Okay, we call it self-flagellation, right? It's like, yeah, I'm just brutal on myself, and I'm kind of guilty of it to some extent, because I want goodness, I want to perform, and when the market conditions don't necessarily agree with what I'm doing, and maybe I'll just beat myself up about some stuff. What's your angle on that? We were just talking about it, but why don't you express yourself on
Oh yeah, I mean, we're definitely all guilty of that, from time to time. Um, we've been also conditioned to make decisions from our mind. This mind comes up with all these ideas. We look around as well, and we want to be successful. We want to have the successes that we see our peers, the celebrities and people around us that are acquiring this. And yeah, it's sometimes it's very difficult to arrive at that place, because what we think and the way we go after it, it doesn't actually unfold that way for us. It seems like what we're going after, what that we think we should be going after, meets with all kinds of resistances and on the way. And so what our motivation is, how we go after it. Oftentimes we meet with the inverse of that, and so it starts there, being comfortable in our skin, being comfortable with who we are. And most people, again, they have no idea who they are, so they run after all kinds of things that's not themselves. And I'm not saying that we're not here to have success and wealth, or whatever it is that one might need in their life to feel accomplished, or to have the material needs, to really feel satisfied in their lives or successful. Yes, we're here to have it, but there's a way for us to go about it, but also being comfortable in our skin enough where we can just allow things to happen. And maybe it's really a tough question. It's really a tough thing you're saying, because maybe we're not all here to be wealthy and be having lots of money and like most people are dreaming of. There's a way to go about it, to find the satisfaction, to find that peace in your life where you have all of your needs being met, and loving your life, and being in a place where it feels satisfying.
And you just brought something to my mind. One of the things that I see people do a lot is they compare themselves to others, right? And you kind of help it. You turn on the TV and you see big successful companies and these people having all this stuff. Oh, I want that. It's kind of like human nature.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, well, I don't have that, so I'm not as successful as they are. And then they start getting down on themselves, and they're good. And then self-esteem starts going away, and then that just creates a lack of functionality, and then people get depressed. And
Mm-hmm.
so in today's era, as we're going through kind of a down economic turn, and the unemployment rate is higher than it's ever been, a lot of people are just out there beating themselves up because they're not being fulfilled in whatever fulfillment means to them. And I think a component of it is, number one, stop comparing yourself to other people, which is not necessarily easy to do when you turn on the TV and advertisers tell you that you need to be like this person and you need to be. So maybe it's about having that integrity, that self-esteem to start with, and not let other outside influences factor into that. How does that strike you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it goes back to understanding what you're here for, what really makes you happy. Is it having lots of money? And I mean, that makes life a lot easier. It can, to have all of your needs being met. You can travel when you want, you can help other people and all kinds of things like that. It's great having, those means, but yeah, the people are deeply dissatisfied with their lives, and even a lot of people with money, that they're deeply dissatisfied, with their life, and uh, looking for something else, looking for that true inner happiness. And I really believe that it comes from when you learn to live your design, basically. I love the study of human design because it teaches you very much that, how to find happiness in your every moment of life, and if it's meant for you to be a zillionaire, to be a billionaire in this life, then so be it. You will be that, and you'll know exactly how to navigate and manage, the responsibilities that come with that. And if not, then maybe there are other things that you're here to do, and you can find true satisfaction and fulfillment in doing that, and getting the support that's needed by the others around, by the millionaires or the billionaires that's around. There are other ways you can do it to find happiness and fulfillment in one's life. And that's what we would like to bring to people, to show them some ways of understanding that within themselves, and how to settle into it, and not chase after their minds and get lost in the world of the illusion of running after these things, and being totally dissatisfied with their lives.
So it's kind of distilling it down. I get the impression that I guess, number one, it's all about self-awareness, understanding who you are, right? Mm-hmm. And then your by design mechanism is a really good piece for that. And then I think number two also is acceptance of that, mm-hmm. Understanding, acceptance.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
It's hard. Really difficult, because when they're people are hurting, they want to be able to pay their rent, and they're all these things, but the fear comes in, and they've got kids to feed, and but there are things that the system, it's going through its transformation as well, in ways of how we can help people, but in how people can empower themselves based on all of the mess that's happening. How can they empower themselves? How can they be empowered to really find the magic, to make it work, to make ends meet, and to succeed and to thrive within it.
I love it. So self-awareness and understanding, acceptance, and then control, letting go of what you can't control, and then taking responsibility for controlling what you can. Especially if it comes to beating yourself up. You can choose to beat yourself up or not, right?
Totally.
And that's control, right? You can control that. So taking conscious control over your well-being and your psychology, and just, kind of staying in the conversation, I think. And this is one of the reasons I like what you and I do, or we come together and we have these conversations, and we'd love to have you join the conversation. If there's anybody who feels compelled to maybe join us, and yeah. We're going to be doing a Facebook Live here in a little bit, and seeing how that goes, and talk about what not beating yourself up feels like. Make sense?
Yeah, send us a message, and we'll respond.
Good. Till next time.
Until then, bye-bye.